I'm Rebecca Bradley, and this is a short 10-minute interview with Mel Sherratt. She writes crime, psychological thrillers, and what she likes to call grit lit. Mel has been shortlisted for the prestigious Crime Writers Association Daggers in the Library Award last year in 2014. She has previously self-published. She is traditionally published and also self-publishing now. So what we want to talk to Mel about today is her self-publishing and traditional publishing career and what she thinks of the differences between both and her journey between starting and where she is now. Welcome to the channel, Mel. Thanks for talking to me.
Hi Rebecca, nice to see you. Good to have me on board.
You started self-publishing a few years ago. Can you tell me about your route to that?
My route to self-publishing. I first started the traditional route, as I suppose most people did in those days. And after 12 long years of trying to get a traditional deal, I just thought I'm going to have a go at self-publishing. It wasn't as easy as it sounds, but it was a case of I got so frustrated by being rejected that I wanted to have a go for myself and see where it would take me. There was a whole new horizon out there for self-publishing, which has changed so much drastically in the past 2 years anyway. But at the start of it was really exciting to be on board, and whether it would work or whether it wouldn't, who knew really.
How easy was it to get your book out there once you'd made the decision to self-publish?
It was very easy, and I suppose a lot of people say to me, oh, they don't really want to hear that it was very easy. They want to hear the magic button that you press and there's 1,000 copies sold or something like that. But what you have to bear in mind is in 2011, when I first started, there was probably maybe a fifth of the crime thriller books self-published that there is today, so there was a better chance of being found. I had a real good background on social media, and they helped to promote me at the time as well, so the word of mouth got out quite quick. So I think it was very, very good timing for me that allowed me to just go forward and then put more books out on top of that. So I think that was the way that I got found, really.
Did you have a plan about getting your book in front of readers when you did self-publish?
I have to say no. I was so very, very, very naive. I literally put a blog post out on the day that I put Taunting the Dead out and said, I'm putting it out for 99p, which was a very good strategy at the time. And you know, here it is. And within a few weeks, it just picked up with word of mouth. But like I said, there wasn't as much competition out there then. So it just went a bit ballistic, and I still don't know why to this day.
You mentioned the blog post. Do you think social media has an impact on helping sell books?
Yes and no. I think you have to pick your medium, and I do think that you have to realise that if you like social media, you'll do really well on it because you like talking to people. If you don't like social media, then it can be quite a chore. I speak to people who don't go on Twitter and they don't go on Facebook, and they say, what do you talk about? Well, as a writer, you know, there's always somebody there that you can talk about. There's always some sort of research you can get. We're all talking about books, so you get to know people that way. And I think once you join that community on there, for me, working for myself now, it's like a virtual office as well. So I think personally social media worked really, really well for me and got my word out. I can even tweet a photograph out now or a book review out, and it still gets quite a lot of attention. Some posts don't, some posts do, but I think it's a great tool if you want to use it, but not if you feel that you're forced to use it.
Did you enjoy life as a self-published author?
I did. It was very, very good, and I still do it now. So I like the control of it. I like the fact that working as a self-publisher, even though I am traditionally published and I've got my own publishing contract, I have my own team behind me. So I have my own copy editor, I have my own editor, I have my own cover designer, my own proofreader, my own web designer, or I have an accountant, I have a business advisor, that sort of thing. So it's a whole business for me now. And with having, I'm just about this year probably publishing my 10th book. So it's become more of a business. And I think once you get more than one book out there, then you need to realise that it can become a business rather than just my first book.
Does that take away from the writing for you?
It did. I think now I'm more organised. It probably took me a good 18 months, maybe 2 years to actually realise that there is a lot more things that you shouldn't be doing, and you should be sitting your butt down on that chair and writing. And yeah, you have to be very, very disciplined. And I think at first, when I very first self-published, I did everything myself. Apart from copy editing, obviously, that I would need an editor to do it. So all my covers and everything were designed myself, and all the websites were designed myself, and everything like that. So now that frees me up with my time, that I have to sit down and write, but I have to be very, very dedicated. And sometimes I'm not, I have to admit. Sometimes I'm the same as everybody else. But yeah, it does take a lot of time. Having an agent as well frees up a lot of time for me, because she can deal with some of the things that I can't deal with or don't need to deal with anymore.
So how did that change occur from being a self-published author to becoming self-published, having an agent and going the traditional route?
I made it no secret that I wanted to have a traditional deal, even though I'd self-published and done quite well online. And I had an agent for a few years, and that didn't work out, so I parted company with her and stayed on my own for maybe 8 or 9 months, and then had several agents come after me, which was really, really nice. The agent I've got at the moment is I class her as a business partner. She's fantastic to work with, and she pitched me. She'd read all my books and pitched me really, really well. I went to meet her, and from that I worked with her on Watching Over You, and she took it out to 12 publishers, of which Amazon Publishing came back first with a deal. And since then we've had some foreign rights and another deal, so I've got no fault there whatsoever.
And what do you see as the main differences?
Main differences
between doing it yourself and traditional?
There's good and bad for, well, I can't say good and bad actually, because it's good all round really, but I lost sort of a bit of my control when I went from traditional publishing to self-publishing, whereas I can't tweak what I want. I can change a price when I want, I could change a cover when I want. But on the plus side of it, I worked with a fantastic editor who completely turned my writing round, and I've thoroughly enjoyed that. I've now got a whole marketing team behind me, so I don't have to do as much of that anymore. I have a lot of input into my covers that they do with me. They're fantastic with cover design, and so the advantages and disadvantages probably outweigh themselves. I did take a cut in the commission. Obviously, we all know that the commission for self-publishing over a certain price is 70%. I'm obviously not going to get that with the traditional deal, but the amount of sales that I get actually outweigh the differences. So it's really good. I've enjoyed both ways, and I don't think I want to go any different way than I'm doing now. So, you know, do a bit of both.
There's always a big conversation around self-publishing and traditional publishing. Do you see that there's a divide between the two camps? Do you see that there are two camps?
I think the writers might think there's two camps, but I certainly don't think the readers do. I think the readers know when they read a good book, they aren't really interested whether it's self-published or traditionally published, as long as it's professionally edited and the best product that you can put out there, really. Between writers, yes and no. I've had some fantastic support of some writers, and some writers I haven't. So I don't know whether that's a personal thing or whether that's just a fact of traditional and self-publishing. I do think 2011 it was a very, very scary time to self-publishing. It was either a make or break thing in a career. But now I do feel that a lot more people are coming on board, and a lot more traditionally published authors are now self-publishing as well. So I think it's getting less and less stigmatised now.
And one last question, because we're coming up to our 10-minute deadline. Do you think anything can be done to narrow that divide that is out there?
I'm not sure. that would completely stump me, Rebecca. I don't know. Like I said, I think the divide is more in a writer's head than actual a reader's head. So I think if the reader just, if they like a book, they'll rave about it no matter who's published it, whether it's self-published or traditionally published.
All right, brilliant. Thanks for talking to me today, Mel. It's been brilliant.
Thanks for having
And
me.
I'll speak to you again soon.
Okay,
Thanks.
thanks.
Bye
Bye.
bye.